What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. You know, Clippers fans might really get what they want this year. Now, I know we've been talking for the last couple seasons about, the Lakers and Clippers, the rivalry and everything like that, which it really hasn't been a rivalry because the Clippers have overly dominated the series or the so-called series that they haven't technically played, except the only series that we have has been playing throughout the regular season. In the last couple seasons, or since Kawhi Leonard has been, a part of the Clippers, the Lakers have not found a way to dominate the Clippers in any type of fashion. So, and even before then, when they had Blake Griffin and everything, the Clippers would beat the Lakers a lot then too. So, really it hasn't been a rivalry for some years technically, but it's technically a rivalry just because it's the Battle of LA and it resonates from that statement. So with that being said, we have an opportunity to watch it once again. And this time we have the opportunity to watch again, Kawhi Leonard versus LeBron James. We've always been intrigued by that matchup. To me, I've always thought that was one of the best one-on-one type of paraphrasing type matchups they've put out there in the NBA in a while. I love seeing LeBron go against Kawhi and vice versa because Kawhi definitely doesn't fear LeBron, and everybody knows that's LeBron's kryptonite. Kawhi has been the thorn on LeBron's side that he really, couldn't never shake, and definitely rightfully so because Kawhi Leonard is one of those type players where he plays the game one way and he plays it to win. He doesn't play it to, look at it from any other fashion. And he feels like, he's the best player on the floor when he's at his best. And Kawhi Leonard definitely should feel that way because when you look at his resume and how he stacks up against the other greats, he stacks up very well against them numbers wise and in regards to, just getting wins. He's a winner. He's a winner type player. He's never been a loser type player. So, Kawhi definitely has won a lot of big games against LeBron, has beaten, LeBron in an NBA Finals, technically, even when he was young with the San Antonio Spurs, when the Spurs gave him the keys to San Antonio. And that 2013-2014 season, when the Spurs came back, the next season after Miami had beat them the first time when Ray Allen hit that clutch shot, and Miami beat them the first year, I think that was 2012, they came back, the Spurs came back in 2013, and Kawhi Leonard was the Finals MVP because they put the ball in his hands, and that's when they gave the team over to Kawhi, and he shined ever since then. So, that was a highlight for Kawhi in his career, beating a LeBron James in the NBA Finals and taking out a Miami Heat team that a lot of people thought was going to be a dynasty team going forward, and he basically ended that. So that's why one of his nicknames is the Dynasty Killer. So, LeBron knows all about Kawhi, and I know he thinks that, Kawhi Leonard is one of those players that he really doesn't like to mess around with. If he has an opportunity to play Kawhi Leonard, he loves the challenge. He embraces the challenge, and as he should always embrace the challenge because, Kawhi is definitely one of those players where it's like he's one of the best in the league. So when you're playing against one of those players, you definitely have to be on your A game because Kawhi is going to make you, play to a certain level. Kawhi is not going to, mess around at any point in time. He's going to try to execute the plan, and his executing the plan is, winning, a championship and beating you. And, that's what I love about Kawhi Leonard so much. He definitely loves trying to, beat his opponents and, be the best he can be the best player he can be and really make a statement, especially when it's playoff time, because to me, Kawhi is like one of the best, to me right now, he's the best playoff performer in the NBA, if you ask me. I love the way he plays. I love his energy on both ends of the floor when he's really engaged, when he's ready to just go out there and dominate. And it's not many players that we see right now that we can put on that level of where they can go out there and control both sides of the floor. And LeBron was one of those players at one time, and I know he still has a little juice left, but Kawhi definitely, when he's on his game, he's definitely on another level with the defense, and he can definitely pick his spots now with the defense because his offense has gotten so good over the years. It's like they both balance each other out. So, with that being said, that actually honestly gives him the advantage going into a situation, because I think that, with him being such a great player on both sides of the floor, it not only makes it difficult to really play against Kawhi Leonard, but it makes him a threat on both sides of the floor, and he can make a splash play on either side. So it really makes it difficult playing against him because, like I said, he controls both sides of the floor when he's healthy and when he's playing upbeat, and that's a problem for a lot of teams. And that's usually always a problem for LeBron James because, for one thing, he never really could match Kawhi's energy, and that's one reason why he's always had issues with Kawhi Leonard because, Kawhi is one of those type players where, it's like he never runs out of energy. He just always, keeps coming at you. And, he always has his moments in the game where he finds ways to dominate. Usually in third quarters, he comes out, with a scoring mentality. First quarter, he'll come out with a scoring mentality. And then, midway fourth, he likes to, put the nail in the coffin and, go at the game that way offensively, while all throughout the game defensively, he's making plays and, playing defense at a high level. And when he does that, it's hard to really stop him in whatever he's trying to do because now it makes his team more of the valuable team on the floor to win the game because he's playing at such a high level. It rubs off on all the other players, and on top of that, they got so many other defensive players on the Clippers. It's going to be tough to beat them. So, like I said, the rivalry, if you want to call it that, is it'll definitely be renewed this season. Kawhi and everybody will be healthy, so it'll be great to see them once again on the floor and see how they all put it together. Because, like I said, I don't know if we'll ever get the Lakers versus the Clippers in a 7-game series, but the regular season is what we have of them, and that's what we have to go with until we get that, or unless it ever happens. So, like I said, I think the first game I think it's around October, I think the 20th or something like that, the first time they actually play against each other, I believe. Don't at me on that, but I believe that's the first matchup against the Lakers and Clippers. So that would be, always good to see, especially, with everybody healthy and everything. I think that really, will set well, with a lot of fans because now you get to see, everybody healthy again. It's like, if you feel like you're missing out on a lot of basketball when you look at teams incomplete, you see what I'm saying? And, it's going to be good to see the Lakers, healthy, things like that. It's going to be good to see the Clippers healthy as a team with a new acquisition with John Wall and everything. It's just going to be a sight to see. And like you said, you want to see how it all plays out. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's out there playing. Everybody's comfortable at some point. Now, the first game, of course, you won't see all that. But, as they play at least 3-4 times a season, I believe. So, I'm anticipating to see more matchups against these teams. And there again, we'll all get what we want. It's possible the Lakers might play a little bit better, this upcoming season. And you never know. They might actually find a way to, slide into the playoffs. If they slide into the playoffs, we might possibly get a Lakers Clippers 7-game series. It's very possible. So, I don't want to rule it out, but I don't want to hold my breath either because it just hasn't happened, to this point. But I will say this, I enjoy watching, the Lakers over the last couple of years. I enjoy watching them play the Clippers because, like I said, I feel like I'm getting my money's worth, every time these two teams do play. So, if they're going to, link up once again, I'm definitely all for that. Definitely because I want to see, where, they stack up against each other. Because, like I said, honestly, even though, the Lakers aren't that good of a team, they still have a big three. They still have 3 top 75 players on their team. And that says a lot about a team that has that type of firepower. If they get any type of chemistry or gel, what type of team they really can be. So, with that being said, I want to see how they match up against the Clippers if they're healthy. And I want to see how the Clippers match up against them healthy, because I feel like we haven't seen these two teams healthy in so long. We kind of forgot how how, good of a matchup it could be if everybody's healthy on the floor. So, let's see what happens, in the first matchup and the several matches they have during the regular season. And let's see how they match up once again, which I believe the Clippers definitely would be more of the dominant team, if you ask me, just based upon, the Clippers overall. They got better chemistry as a team. And on top of that, they're more complete as a team. So, I see the Clippers winning most of the matchups, but, like I said, it's always all in fun watching these two teams play and see them, go at each other at a high level like that. So I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for NBA to come back, and I'm already anticipating the season and everything that comes along with it. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.